Hello and welcome to today's live. Dina Marabi here. I am so excited to have you in the journey today because today I'm diving a little bit deeper. Wait, let me just ooh, adjust my chair a little bit. Today I'm going a little bit deeper regarding one of the pillars in my Revive and Thrive system. And before I dive into it, I'm going to share with you a little bit of what to expect today. And if ever you love this training, make sure that you share with somebody that you know would love and appreciate it because as I'm talking about this and as I'm sharing this, so many people are not able to realize how simple it can be, but we can complicate it so much with the do's and the don'ts. And it's simplicity because life is too short to have a complicated system to be healthy. So, if you're new to my world, my name is Dina Marabi. I'm actually a former dietitian of 21 years, but now I'm a health and mindset coach, helping women and men overcome overeating and feel confident in their body by actually understanding how to reset, rewire, and reignite themselves. So, resetting their health, rewiring their mindset, and reigniting their confidence in themselves. Because this is a journey that I went through, and it's a journey that all my clients have been able to succeed in. And I really want to have you have the same successes at the same time. So, if you're joining in live, tell me hello right below as I'm adjusting a little bit this. And if you're joining the replay, always use hashtag replay so I know that you're watching. Give me a second. And here we are, little by little adjusting to make sure it's the perfect view for what I'm sharing here with you. So as I first, let me get to see perfect. Just give me a second. I'm going to make sure everything is up and running for the presentation. So if you're joining in, I would love to know how you found out about this training. Maybe you're part of my newsletter. I know some people jumped in quite fast with what I had shared. Why isn't this working? Okay, we'll do that with technology. Yeah, I think you can all see me here. I want to make sure I'm just doing it to you. There's something odd with presentation sometimes, but we're good. There we go. So as I'm going to be walking through this presentation today, I really want to make sure that you're listening in, that you're really connecting to what I'm sharing today. And if ever there are any questions, comment right below and always message me on social media because I love to connect with my audience. So I'm going to be presenting right now because this view, I am not too fond of it. And here we go. Yeah, we're sharing perfectly. So you are here because you're looking in terms of overcoming overeating and feeling more confident and energized in your body. And here's the thing, what I've seen for the past 23 years is that most of the driven and ambitious women that I talk to are experiencing the same things, but they're not quitting. So you might be experiencing the overwhelm. You're like doing the dieting, but then it's working, but then it's not working anymore. And you feel like something is really missing. And that's why you're not quitting. You're determined to find a solution because a lot of my clients, and I'm sure you are one of these people, you see the negative effects of their eating on their business and their life. And here's a tool that transformed my clients' lives. What very often people are not talking about is you don't have an overeating problem. You're actually living a misaligned self, physically, emotionally, and identity wise. So here's the thing, a lot of people kind of get like overwhelmed when I tell them, like, you don't have an overeating problem because overeating or turning to food is a surface thing. It's the symptom to something much deeper. And that's why very often a lot of diets, a lot of plans that maybe you have done in the past, kind of like created some change, but it didn't create that transformational change that you're seeking, is because we have to go deeper. And deeper, it's not years in therapy or hypnosis. It's such a simpler way of looking at it, but it's a different way of looking at it than saying I have an overeating problem. I'm just focusing on food. There's something else that we actually have to focus on at the same time. So before I continue, you might know me, but if you're new to my world, my name is Dina Marabi. I'm a health and mindset coach. And my aim is really I help ambitious women break free from overeating so that they can feel confident and energized in the body, show up empowered in their business, and as well experience more joy in their life. Because we are here with this one life, and how can we enjoy it as best as I can? And to give you a bit of why I'm doing this work, the reason why I'm so passionate about this topic is because I struggled probably where you are struggling right now. I struggled with overeating, with binge eating. I almost went up to 107 pounds, almost hit that 200-pound mark. And I was like, something is not right. And yes, I was a former dietitian. Yes, I had the nutrition basis, but there were so many holes in the system, so much lack, because again, nutrition, we only focused on the surface level thing and not actually looking at deep down what is happening behind the scenes. That's why the title being a dietitian, because healing from this is so much bigger than just nutrition. So able for me to lose over 50 pounds and keep it off. And I still eat Nutella every day with the spoon. I do not put it on bread or anything because I just love it in the spoon as it is. And I want to show people the freedom that you can have around food, about keeping those foods and not having to cut them out from your life ever. Because unless you're allergic to the food, you don't have to cut the food out of your life. And here's the thing, most often people are focusing on the broken model, which is we're focusing on surface level actions that only lead to short term surface results. So you might have done the nutrition plan, it's a surface level. You might have done the fitness plan, the affirmation plans, but all those are kind of like the top, like the foam in a drink in a certain way. But you really need to go deep down and understand where is all that coming from. And again, there's nothing wrong with focusing on food and fitness because I do talk about that with my clients. But there's a system of actually understanding what is the real work we need to do, the transformative, the life changing work that we need to do to overcome overeating, feel confident in your body without the dieting, without the endless hours in the gym, by still eating chocolate if you want every day and still feeling amazing in your body. Because again, it's not the food the issue, it's so much deeper, simpler, and different. And that's why my blueprint came out, the Revive and Thrive blueprint, because if I look through my journey, the first part that I did was really help me reset. I actually optimized and personalized my lifestyle plan. So when I was able to reset my body and get my body to trust me and wake up my metabolism, that was part of the process of me and my healing journey. Then I went into the rewiring process. That's why I did a minor in psychology. And also, I'm an NLP coach, neuro linguistic programming coach. I'm a yoga and mindfulness teacher. Because even though you change surface levels, you need to kind of rewire the way that you see food. For example, creating a growth mindset. There's no good food or bad food, there's just food. And if I have one piece of cake, I didn't just ruin my week. Or if the weight is fluctuating, it can mean so many things than just I gained weight. Because again, you cannot gain weight overnight. Giving you a heads up, it's only water weight. So I also had to rewire the system, the way that I saw things, the way I embodied things, the way I dealt with my emotions. But another thing I had to do, I had to rebuild, I had to reignite and create unwavering inner confidence in myself. Because that is one big thing, isn't it? Is when you're following a plan and you're doing the coaching and you're moving forward with the support, is how can you actually build trust within yourself that you're on the right track? How can you be persistent with your actions and trust that you're on the right track? How can you trust yourself without other people giving you validation? How can you believe that you are more than that number on the scale? How can you actually move forward and know that you're freaking amazing just as you are and not wait for a certain size to give you any value or worth? Because when you build confidence in yourself, everything transforms as well. You're focusing on food and fitness and mindset from a well-being perspective and not of when I lose that weight, I'll be worthy. When I lose that weight, I'll go shopping. When I lose that weight, I will have a relationship. When I lose that weight, people will love me. So imagine if you switch that confidence of feeling it right here, right now, and not waiting for the until then. Because when you're waiting for the until then, it's like you're putting your life on hold. And this is why I'm talking so much more about the rebuild, because I keep that in another training. It's a core factor that the deep level work that we need to do. Because when we're not confident with needing all that outside validation, we're not able to stay on track on our own. And my goal is to keep my clients like self-sufficient in a certain way. And this is where it's important for the rebuild process to come in. So I'm going to look at the secret number one, which is the reset. So this is a three-part series. If ever you want to have the full, how can I say this? The Coles note, the shortened process, the shortened video about this three-step process, just comment below full video and I'll send it to you as well. But I really want to dive deeper in just the first part. And why it's so important? Because the first part is the foundational work. And here's the thing. And I know some people are looking at me, they're like, this makes no sense. But it is so clear once you follow this and you part of this process, the reset, it makes so much sense once you embark on it. The thing is, you are overeating because probably your body is starving or struggling. So you might be telling yourself, How can I be overeating if I'm starving, but I'm overweight? Like, I cannot be starving and overweight, but actually, you can be. That is something that I talk more in summing up the first world malnourishment, and I'll dive more into that in another training. Because here's what I know about you. Let's think about it. I know you've done the meal plans. I know you've calculated, measured macro, micro, fitness pal, calorie in, calorie out. Maybe did the detox, the whole 30. Maybe did paleo and keto, and you did all these things, and you're like, I'm doing it all. But at a certain point, you find yourself like a split personality, and something stronger than you comes in. It's like you can't stop thinking about food. You're so hungry. It's like you're dreaming about it. You go to an event and then there's a piece of cake and you're like, well, I've been good all week. I can have a piece of cake. But then the piece of cake turns into two pieces of cake. And it feels like you're going this downward spiral of you cannot stop eating it because you've been restricting yourself for so long about these certain foods. Even though you might tell yourself, I felt so good on that plan, as soon as you're in that area of a gray zone of these forbidden foods coming in, something happens. And then you lose track. And then you get off track. And then maybe you get off track on a Thursday and then you're like, oh, I ruined my plan already. Let me just let go the weekend. Let me catch up with what I missed. And Monday I'll start again. So if this sounds familiar, give me a one right below. And I've been there so many times. Like, I'll try again on Monday. Like, I'll resist again. I can do this. But the thing is, the reason why plans don't work, the reason why all these diet products don't work is because your body is not a math equation. So you actually have to stop treating it with the calorie in and calorie out forced thinking. If it was that easy, let's be honest, if it was that easy, that it would be calorie in, calorie out. There would be no obesity. There would be no overeating. There would be no binge eating. It would be just that easy. But it's not like that. And this is where the broken system is, especially as women. We have so many things that fluctuate our energy needs. So if you keep focusing calorie in, calorie out, you're not actually tuning into your best calorie counter, which is your body. Your body knows exactly what it needs, and nobody can calculate it. Because here's the thing. Think about all these things you have to take into account that Fitness Pal doesn't take care of it. Even when I was a former dietitian, there's all these calculations for body calories. And no, it doesn't make sense because your body knows best. Your body calculates your age, your gender, your muscle mass, your metabolism, your inflammation state, your hormonal changes, with your period, ovulation, menopause, premenopause, intolerances and allergies that cause more inflammation. If you have any nutrient deficiencies, what is your sleeping state? What's your workout intensity? And on top of it, your body calculates your internal stress levels, your dieting history, and your past trauma. So all that goes into effect regarding how many calories you should be eating and how much calorie you're burning. You cannot know this with just an equation. And this changes every single day. So the only way to actually tune into this, and I'll talk about it, is to how can you rebuild trust with your body so your body can actually tell you when it's hungry and when it's full because it knows exactly what it needs. Your body does not want to be overweight. Your body does not like overeating. But if you keep planning and for a certain type of eating and not actually tuning into what your body needs, it will rebel against you. And the more diets that you do, the more it rebels against you. It's like a never ending cycle that I'm sure, like, I look back and I was like, man, what would happen if I didn't do my first diet? What if I just accepted that 5 pound I gained way back when and just let it go? Because every time I did a diet, I'd lose weight, but I'd gain like the double. Then I'd lose weight and I'd gain the double. And next thing I know, I was almost 200 pounds. And the key is, and this is a big thing, and this is where we want to focus and getting away from the diet mentality, which is when you start nourishing your body into calmness and learn to listen to its needs, it will tell you exactly what it needs to be at its best and your best. So instead of thinking too much with your brain and measuring and calculating, how about we just kind of slow things down and tune into what your body wants? And you might not trust your body because you're like, well, my body wants to overeat, my body wants to binge eat. Yeah, because you are starving it. Your body's first goal is to survive. And if you take anything away from its survival, it's going to rebel against you. But imagine if you nurture your body, you take care of it like you do for a baby. You feed it, you listen to it, you make it rest. Imagine how your body's going to be working for you. Because again, and I know it's very hard to believe it, but trusting that your body just wants the best for you. I went through this journey. My clients went through this journey. I see what's on the other side when there's this freedom of calmness, of me and my body like working as one, and me trusting what my body's telling me, not forcing anything on my body. And when you're able to create this connectedness to your body, you will hear better. You will feel better. You'll know exactly what it needs. Probably you're like, I thought I was hungry. I'm thirsty. I thought I was thirsty. I need to sleep. I thought I wanted to sleep. I need to go for a walk. All these like signals are there. They're there for you to hear. But if you're so much in your head, you create kind of like a cut and you're not hearing anything anymore. So your body, the only way it can actually get attention is by sending you these like hunger signals and wanting to overeat. And it's like, I don't know if she's gonna eat again, but now I'm opening that channel. I'm gonna eat anything I can because I don't know when she's gonna restrict me again. It thinks you're going through famine when you're dieting. It doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know the difference between dieting and famine. It sees it the same way. And how do we do this in the simplest form? If I can share this with you, is that number one, we need to reset your internal state. We need to get your body calm. We need to make sure that you're not famined anymore and you're not overeating anymore. You're never hungry, you're never full, you're like kind of in this nice neutrality, calmness, zenness. When you bring that in, then we're able to actually tune into what your true hunger and fullness are. And this is when intuitive eating comes in. Intuitive eating comes really at the end of the process. Because when you're starving, we cannot do intuitive eating because your body is in a famine state. There's no intuition at all. But when your body's calm and it's trusting you, and you kind of start doing the rewiring work, which is changing the way that we see food, we understand ourselves, and permitting ourselves to eat certain foods. And again, believing there's no good food and bad food, that's a big, big one. Then we can start listening to our intuition. Then we can do that intuitive eating. But if your body's starving, it will never get the results that you're seeking. But as well, when we talk about each person's different needs, we also want to optimize your health. We need to say, do you have any inflammation? Are you ovulating, PMS, premenopause, menopause? Your eating has to change. It does. You cannot eat the same way now as you did 10 years ago. So, what I do with a lot of my private coaching clients is that we kind of understand where they're going through, what their signs and symptoms are. And then I share with them an inflammation plan. Again, it's not calorie counting and all that, but it's for them to better understand what foods are flaring up their system. Because when your body's inflamed, it's swollen, it's a stress. And stress prevents you from losing weight. So we talk about calmness. It's not just the regularity of your eating. It's as well, are you eating the foods that are making your body calm, like allergies and intolerances? My personal example is that I'm intolerant to gluten. When I eat gluten way too much, I swell up like 4 pounds and I don't feel good. I feel sluggish. But when again, it's not fat, I'm just swollen. My body goes slower. I sleep like distracted as well. So when I really clean out the gluten, I feel better. I feel more energized. Again, I still have my carbs. I'm not cutting the carbs. I'm just cutting the gluten that for me causes inflammation. And when we're able to see our body and it's sending the signals of what works, what doesn't work for it, we're not saying that there's good food or bad food, but you'll be able to understand, oh, this food makes me react. This food has nothing to do with good or bad. It's like my body's saying no to this, not my brain. My body is saying no to this. How do I want to move forward? And I did not cut out gluten completely from my life. I still have it. When it's worth it, I'll go for it. It's not a restriction for me. Sometimes I'm like, it's not worth it. Sometimes I'm like, oh, it is worth it. Like a good croissant, I will say yes to a good croissant, even if there's gluten in it. So you end up making a choice. You end up being empowered, knowing how to eat, not because somebody told you to, not because of a plan, but because you actually are so in tune with your body. It knows what helps it be at its best and you feeling at your best. And we cannot just talk about food. We also have to talk about moving the body. We are meant to move. And we're not talking about like high intensity training and cardio and CrossFit. Walking, stretching, yoga, moving, meditation. Like, are you bringing movement into your body so your body is able to breathe and circulate? Your body needs to move. It needs to move. You cannot sit down all day 10-minute walk and think that your body's going to be okay. Think of a kid. They can't just walk 10 minutes and then they're fine. They're always jittery. We're the same. But think of it as walking, as movement, having a standing desk, having a treadmill under your desk. Like there's all these different ways of saying, how can I keep my body in movement? Because your body needs it. We're not talking about weight loss at all. At all. We're talking about giving your body what it needs. And movement is key. And a big thing that as ambitious women or Wonder Woman or Superwoman that we talk about, knowing how to rest and restore so as to boost your metabolism. You cannot keep going go, go, go and expecting your body to be go, go, go. It will burn out at one point. So how do you actually are able to boost your metabolism? Is by slowing down once in a while. It can be by making sure you're focusing on your sleep. If you can't focus, can you give yourself a 20-minute nap, doing a 20-minute meditation, just listening to music and just disconnecting? Are you taking that time to relax, to get your stress hormones down and not being go, go, go? Because stress hormone is a big one. When you always stress and a constant level of stress, you're actually releasing cortisol. And cortisol is stress hormone that increases sugar cravings, carb cravings, and on top of it, makes you gain more weight around the belly area. So that's why when you're in a constant stress state and you don't have this time to empty your cup by rest and restore, you're always going to be craving sugar. So we can do the resetting system of calming your system of with the food and balancing and making sure that you're moving, but resting is a part of it. Because if you always go, 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 you can do all the work possible. You're not going to get any results. That's why maybe you've done a lot of plans before. You've done the intense workouts and the planning, and you're just so stressed getting everything together and nothing's working because your cortisol hormone is through the roof. And what brings the cortisol down is by you relaxing, slowing down. Sometimes we need to slow down to speed things up. You cannot always be Speedy Gonzalez in your day to day. And that's very important for women, men as well, but women more than men. And then when you see in the process of resetting, it is all in tune to your body. How can we get your body to trust you again? How can we get that intuitive eating in so you know when to eat and how to eat? How can we make sure you know what foods fit your body and which foods don't fit your body? How can you move in a way that you love where you feel like your body's like breathing and you're feeling amazing about it? And as well, how can you know that when it's time to like close the laptop, not scroll through social media before going to bed, resting in the afternoon, prioritizing your sleep, optimizing it? How can you do all that so that when all that is nice, your body's going to be your best friend. Your body's going to shed the weight that it no longer needs. You're not going to be craving emotional foods anymore because you're calm, you're rested. Yes, there's a rewire process we want to go to. Yes, we want to go to the rebuild and reignite your confidence. But this is the foundational thing. Without this, you cannot rewire your mindset. You cannot boost your confidence. If your body is starving, nothing will work. First, your body, then your brain, then your confidence. It all goes really hand in hand in that sense. And this one, I want to share a story of Sophie. And I still remember like it was yesterday when she came to me and she done many diets. And I remember she came to me, she's like, Dina, I want a plan. I need to be rigid. You cannot give me bread. I always overeat on bread. And I was like, okay. So she was struggling with overeating and she couldn't keep bread in the house. And she had gained weight, making all her clothes like she's not feeling good anymore. And this affected her confidence in her professional life, but as well, energy to keep up with her kids goes on the weekends. And I told her a little bit my approach. And I'm like, listen, I don't do diets. Like, you have to eat bread. Like, bread is not the enemy. Like, there's nothing wrong with bread unless there's gluten. And for me, it causes me inflammation. But other than that, there's nothing wrong with it. And I told her my process, like, okay, let's go for it. I created for her, I do that for my private clients. I created her like a flexible plan to kind of better understand the process so that she can wake up and know what to follow through. She followed it. She's like, you know what? I have nothing to lose. Within the first few weeks, there was no more overeating. She was eating bread every day. She's like, I don't remember when was the last time I had bread this much in my house. And she followed the plan. Within 12 weeks, overeating was something of the past. She was eating bread every day and she had more energy throughout the day to have activities with her friends with her kids on the weekends. But this happened within 2-3 weeks. I remember it. She's always doubtful. She's like, let's give it another week. Week 4, week 6, week 8, week 10. It was getting better and better. And her clothing felt better and better at the same time. And within 24 weeks, she reconnected to her intuitive eating. She finally knew, like, she pushed away the plan and we started drifting into how her body's working, and she was able to know what her internal eating clock is. This helped her know how to eat every day, listening to her body, and she finally actually felt free in her body. She's like, my body will tell me when it's hungry. I know how to nourish my body to be at my best. I know what foods make me feel good physically and which foods make me feel bad physically, and I make a decision. And she had so much energy on the weekends to do skiing with her kids, and her clothing felt better, and her confidence went up. And even though, yes, she did come to see me for a weight loss, the benefits that she had was beyond just a number on the scale. She's like, just the energy was worth the investment that she made working with me. Just being able to like keep up with her kids is priceless because those are memories that will stay for her with her for the rest of her life. And she saw the weight loss as a bonus, but everything else that she was able to embody and change in her life, this is where the gold mine is for her. And I'm gonna stop the sharing here because I wanted to cover more the reset part for you today. And the reason why this reset part is so important, because if you don't reset, you're still moving forward with like a broken system. And when you're moving forward with a broken system, no matter what you do with the rewiring, or no matter what you do with like the resetting and the rebuilding and everything, nothing is going to change. But I want to share something with you before I continue. If I go back to the Revive and Thrive system, just for a second. So, again, we talked more about the reset process today, which is uncovering your optimal health plan for your unique body so you can gain boost energy, gain focus and performance, all while feeling better in your body and showing up more confidently in your business. And there's two other, the rewire and the rebuild. So we want the full, just comment below full training and I'll send you the full training regarding the system. And here's the thing, if what I want you to move from here today. Like you can watch a short video today and kind of say, okay, I need to nourish my body, try to do things on your own. You can take a first step to create traction. I'll share with you how you can do that. Or maybe you are ready for like that deep work of realigning to your body, rewriting into a growth mindset and reconnecting your authentic self. And if option 2 and 3 speak to you, then you will love what I have to share with you next. The part that I tell all my clients to start with and people that I start with privately is exactly how I start with them, and people that contact me is my program Reset. Reset is, I wish I had that program 23 years ago. I wish they were teaching this program in school. I wish it was something that everybody can follow because it transforms everything and simplifies everything. And it's so easy, but hard because we're drifting and changing everything that we think. So if you're ready to get unstuck and reset your body and health, energize your mind, and end your battle with cravings, Reset is actually a 5-week self-led program that will provide you with nutritional steps to help you boost your energy, reset your metabolism, crush your cravings, and balance your weight. This is exactly when you look at Reset, the story of Sophie that I mentioned. This is what I did with Sophie in the beginning. I did add some personalization to her, but she could have done this reset and she would have actually seen the results that she seeked. But she got results much faster because I was able to personalize things for her in the private coaching. So if you're looking for something more of a private coaching, this is for somebody who's really ready to go all in all areas of her life. You're done with the shoulds and you want to dive into what you want in your life to create. You want to ditch dieting and you're ready to eat your way to energy and health. And you really want to feel good in your body and not just, focus on a certain number on the scale or a certain pant size or dress size. You want to be able to create a resilient mindset so that when something happens, there's bumps in the road, you know how to move forward and not have to turn to food. And you want to kind of like show up confident and empowered in your life. You want to be able to show up in the morning, be confident, like being persistent and trusting that you are really on the right track for you. This is where private coaching comes in. And I love private coaching because you get all that personalization in there as well. And there's actually process with the personalization. It's really create. We connect to your true self and desire. We release what no longer save you. So we're ditching the weight of the should. We're going to energize your body so you actually get your personalized peak performance blueprint. We're going to align your daily lifestyle to your vision and your goals. We're going to actually help you rewire and transform your mindset. And as well, you're going to come out embodying unwavering confidence in yourself. And like people see it. Like Sophie, within a few weeks, her energy when she came to see me, it was like night and day. It was a whole other person because she was doing things and she's like, I'm feeling good and it's working. And the nicest part is actually like, I can eat bread every day and I'm okay. So she was not broken. She was following a broken system before. And now it's like she knew what system was good for her. And if you're ready for private coaching, I invite you to book a free call. So under the video, you actually have two links. One is for the Reset Self-Led program that you can purchase automatically as soon as you watch this video. The other one is private coaching that you can do a free call. It's like an assessment. We see what you're going through and I'll see if we're the right fit. And if ever you do private coaching, you get reset part of it. So it's kind of an included bonus when you join the private coaching with me. But what I'm going to leave you with here is this video and I really see what are those like aha moments that probably you're getting. And those aha moments are very important. And if you have that motivation right now, you're like, wow, this really makes sense. Comment below if you have any questions, but purchase the reset program. Trust me, this is going to be like nutrition compacted into everything that you need to know for 5 weeks and you're done. Yes, there's fine tuning that we can do in private coaching, but just doing that is so transformative that again, I wish I had that 23 years ago. I wish somebody said, Dina, just follow this and you'll be okay. And it is what it is. I'm here. I'm following my mission. I want to create this impact of helping others that struggled exactly like I did with simplicity and by eating whatever they want every single day by tuning in intuitive eating. This is where the reset program comes in. And if you have any questions, comment right below. So I really hope you enjoyed today's training. If you have any questions, right below. And remember, every week there's a live training. You can join in live and you have QA at the end if you have any questions. But since there's no questions today, I wish you all an amazing, energized, and confident day. And I'll catch you in the next training. Bye for now.